How do you tell great stories when you're in a job interview? There's one thing that I find that a lot of people may understand the basic idea of how to do this, but the execution is actually really hard. So most people are aware of the STAR-based format, and this is an acronym that is used for behavioral interview questions that is set up the situation. So that's S, what's the task that you're involved in? What are the actions that you took to move through that process? And then R is what are the results or the outcomes? And ideally you want that to be measurable. Now, think about how people remember things. When you go into a job interview, you want to be memorable, right? And people remember most the beginning and the end of anything. So the very beginning and end of the whole interview, and then every story that you will be sharing. So you want to make the beginning and the end as effective as possible. And this is also where I see people stumble and have the hardest time. So in the STAR method, the S, setting up the situation, and R, sharing the final results, wrapping it all up, is some of the most difficult things to do. So let me give you some ideas here. So with the S, the situation, how do you set up the context and almost the drama in telling a story? You want to show why what you're talking about is important. What would happen if you failed at the task or the story you're talking about? What was going wrong? How big of an issue was this with your customer or the product you were working on? Or how difficult of a technical challenge? How many people had worked on this? How many people were you measuring or managing or interacting with? Whatever that is, really set up the situation so we feel like there's an importance, a weight to what you're going to be talking through. Then you move through the task and the action. Usually that's what people are, it's easy to do, like talk about, these are all the things I did, okay? That's pretty straightforward. But then we need to wrap that up when we get to the R, the results. What are those final results? Maybe you took a project that was looking to be delayed for months and you got it back on time and on budget without additional resources. So that would be really cool. Or you were able to save the company hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars because of this new solution you put together. Whatever that was, you need to resolve that initial drama that you set up in the situation and bring it back as you share the final results. So they see that what you're talking about gets tied up in a way that's going to be measurable or memorable, okay? And finally, if you can insert some themes for the actions or the traits that you feel like are unique to you, that really set you up for success and make you different from the other people, if you can weave those in multiple of your stories, then people are going to remember, hey, this person is really collaborative or great in teams or has these really strong technical skills, rather than just hoping you tell a story and they are able to draw that out. If you can call those out explicitly a little bit, you might be surprised that they might remember those things about you. And especially you want those to be tied to things that they need to fulfill as skills in this job description. So there you go. Make sure you bookend with really powerful setting up the situation and context and wrap it up with a result that is meaningful and memorable to those who are going to be interviewing you.